Welcome to God's Message Now Today channel, a channel dedicated to bringing you the most inspiring and uplifting messages. To help you connect with God, subscribe for more videos. Today, we will be talking about the topic God just admitted. He's been lying to you. My beloved child, come closer. Listen carefully. Listen to the whisper from the depths of my heart. Meant for you alone, Dot. It is not a distant thunderclap, nor a harsh decree on cold stone. This is the breath of existence, the current of endless love, gently knocking on the door of your soul in this very moment. I am the one who called the stars by name before they had light, the one who shaped the majestic mountains at the dawn of time. I am the architect of all outcomes, the weaver of the magnificent tapestry that is your life, slowly unfurling before your eyes. You see the tangled threads, the colors that seem chaotic, the stitches that feel lost. You feel the pulling, the knots of sorrow, and the empty spaces of doubt. But my child, trust me. Trust the hand that is patiently weaving the masterpiece of your life. I see the entire picture, a picture whose beauty will make all of heaven hold its breath. Carve this promise into the deepest part of your soul. Let it be the sturdy anchor in every storm that my plan will prevail. This is not a distant decree, but a living, intimate promise, pulling you into the embrace of a future I have crafted with infinite love and purpose. My plan will always prevail, not because of imposing power, but because it is born from a love that conquers the impossible. Dot, my beloved child, listen carefully to the whisper from my heart to yours. In the quiet of the early morning, as the first rays of sun sneak through your window, I am there. In the stillness of the deep night, when the world is asleep and only the beat of your heart remains, I am there too. My voice is not a roar that drowns out your thoughts, but an undercurrent of peace, a persistent presence, closer than your very own breath. I have chosen this way of communicating, a whisper, because it requires listening, attentiveness, and an open heart. It is an invitation for you to set aside the noise of the outside world, the demands, the expectations, the voices of fear and doubt, and to sink into the sacred silence where we can meet. It is in this intimate space that you will realize you are never alone. I am not a distant God on a throne of power, indifferent to your tears. I am your father, your mother, your companion, ever present, deeply concerned with every small detail of your life, from your most radiant joy to your most secret sorrow. Look, my love, I introduce myself as the architect of all outcomes, the weaver of the tapestry that is your life unfolding. Ponder this image. An architect does not just dream of a great structure. They calculate every detail, select every brick, and know the place of every single beam, no matter how small, to create a whole that is strong and harmonious. So it is with your life. Every event, whether you deem it good or bad, every encounter, whether fleeting or profound, every door, whether it opens or closes, is a brick I have carefully placed in the grand design of your life. Your life is a complex work of art. You see only its reverse side, with the loose threads, the knots, and the seemingly jumbled patches of color. But I, the artist, am looking at its front. I see the delicate brushstrokes, the layers of color and detail that only time can reveal. I am the artist who colors outside your lines, transforming what feels like chaos today into a masterpiece of hope tomorrow. When you stumble, it is not a flaw in the design. It is an opportunity for me to sculpt resilience. When you weep, those tears do not stain the canvas. They water the seeds of compassion and empathy. Dot. And here, my beloved child, is the key affirmation, the immutable truth I want you to hold on to in all circumstances. Let it echo in your mind. Let it become the rhythm of your heart. My plan will prevail. This promise is not a fragile hope or a mere possibility. It is an absolute certainty. Why? because my plans are never thwarted by circumstance. They do not depend on luck or the variables of the world. They are founded not in chance, but in unchanging love. They will always prevail because they spring from a love that conquers the impossible. That love called this universe into being. That love holds the planets in their orbits. And that same love is enveloping and guiding your life. So when your plans crumble, when your paths grow dim, remember they are only making way for a grander plan, a more perfect path that is being revealed. I know, my dear child. I know that within your soul there exists a sacred tension, a battle unseen yet deeply felt. It is the constant confrontation between what you hope to see and the reality you must face. On one side are my promises, radiant and full of hope. On the other is the harsh reality of a world filled with pain, disappointment, and injustice. I do not ask you to ignore this tension. I do not want you to pretend it doesn't ache. That pain is real. That confusion is real. I see it and I feel it. With you. But listen, my love. It is this very tension, this seemingly barren ground of inner struggle, that is the soil from which unshakable faith will blossom. Just as a seed must break open in the dark earth before it can reach for the light, so your faith must be tested in the darkness of doubt. It is here, at this intersection of hope and reality, that the power of my promises takes root, shattering the darkness like the first light of dawn. You have painted beautiful pictures for your future. You have clung tightly to plans and ambitions, drawn with the colors of your most fervent desires. You have poured your heart, your energy, and your hope into adorning them. I see that. I cherish those dreams, for I am the one who planted their seeds in your heart. But then, you watch as those colors seem to fade beneath the shadows of doubt and disappointment. A door slams shut. A relationship breaks. An opportunity is lost. You look at your painting and see only smeared colors and broken lines. You feel as though it's all over. But hear my words. Your ambitions are not erased, but remade through my eternal lens. I do not discard your broken pieces. I gather them gently and reassemble them in a way you could not have imagined. It is in this remaking that purpose emerges. Even from the fragments you thought were lost. Oh, my beloved child, I see you struggling with the weight of shattered expectations. I feel the sting in your chest when doors close without warning, when the path ahead seems obscured by a fog thicker than your faith. You feel lost, adrift, and perhaps even abandoned. But you are never abandoned. Even when you cannot see me, I am there. I am present in that pain. I am the warmth in the cold of loneliness. I breathe life into the prayers you can only form in silence. I am walking beside you with infinite patience as you learn to trust the journey written by my hand. The dimness of the path is not a sign of my distance. It is an invitation to walk by faith, not by sight. It is a chance for you to let go of your own map and to clutch the hand of the only guide who knows the way forward. Let your mind expand to embrace this truth. I am the architect of all outcomes. This means that nothing in this universe, and especially in your life, happens by accident. Every encounter, every challenge, every joy, every sorrow, they are all purposefully arranged components in my master design. I am not just the creator of life's building blocks. I am the one who meticulously arranges every single detail. When I weave the tapestry of your life, I don't just use the golden threads of happiness and success. I also use the gray threads of loss, the black threads of suffering, and the blue threads of waiting. To you, the darker threads may seem to spoil the picture, but from my perspective, it is those very threads that accentuate the brilliance of the golden ones, creating depth, contrast, and a complete beauty that only the interplay of light and shadow can produce. Nothing is random. Everything exists within a master plan. predetermined by infinite love and purpose. You often try to paint your life within the lines you can understand and control. You set limits, expectations, and rules for yourself and for me. But my child, I am the artist who colors outside of your lines. Your vision is limited by what you have known, by past experiences, and by fears of the future. But my vision is limitless. I see the brushstrokes and the layers of color and detail that your mortal eyes cannot yet perceive. Where you see a wall, I see a foundation for a new structure. Where you see an ending, I see a beginning. I have the power to turn what humanity deems chaos or failure into a masterpiece of hope. This brings a profound comfort. Even when things don't go the way you planned, it is not a failure. It is a divine redirection. It is the hand of the artist adding unexpected details to make the work grander and more magnificent than you ever dreamed. Do you ever wonder where the grand dreams, the deepest longings of your heart, come from? Do you think they are merely a product of your own imagination? Listen, my beloved child. I am the one who planted those dreams in you from the very beginning. The longings for love, for purpose, for connection, for creating something meaningful. They are not yours alone. They are the echo of my heart and yours. And for that very reason, my plan will not be overcome by your plan, because I am the one who planted those dreams in you from the beginning. Your dreams and ambitions are not random. They are part of my divine intention for you. And even when they seem crushed or forgotten, they will be reborn under my sovereign direction, purified and made greater. I am the one who sees through the veil, the one who knows the perfect moment for every blessing to burst forth in your life, like a flower predestined to bloom in its proper season. Listen, my love, in the quiet moments when your soul trembles, when the night is long and your heart whispers its fears to the silent stars, I stand with you. You do not see me, but my presence envelops you like the air you breathe. I am not a distant observer, chronicling your failures. I am your most intimate companion. I am present in your pain, feeling every troubled beat of your heart. I give breath to the prayers you cannot form into words, turning your sighs into petitions before the throne of grace. I am the faithful guardian of your soul, watching over you with a providence that humbles the heavens. I am not a distant planner. I am living faith, the strength in your weakness, ever present and working tirelessly for your ultimate good. I journey patiently with you through every tear and tremble. In those moments when loneliness whispers its cruel lies in your ear, that you are unwanted, that you are unloved, that you are utterly alone, know that this is the greatest of falsehoods. Know that I am always near, not as a distant observer, but as the one who patiently journeys with you. I do not turn away when you hide your heart, or when weariness seeps into your very bones. On the contrary, it is in your weakest moments that I draw nearest to you. I lean in with enduring love, the steady guide whose hands hold the fabric of your life even when it feels frayed. You are not alone in this struggle. I am your protector and guide, your counselor and comforter. You are never abandoned, never alone in your struggles. Etch this in your heart. I am your ever-present help, your shelter in the storm, the steady light that breaks through the darkness. When anxiety creeps in like an uncontrollable tide, when your heart races and your mind spins with worst-case scenarios, stop, take a deep breath, and remember, with every breath you inhale, my presence is closer than your next breath. I am not distant from your struggles. I am intricately woven into your very fabric. I am in every cell, in every beat of your heart. I am closer than your breath, a refuge in the midst of the storm raging in your soul. You do not need to shout for me to hear you. A whisper, a thought directed toward me, is enough for me to respond. In the chaos of life, find your way back to this quiet center where you and I are one. Know that No matter what is happening on the outside, there is an unshakable presence within you. I am here, unchanging, unmoving, and infinitely tender toward you. Do you know why you can trust my plan? Not because of my power, but because of its source. Every plan I have for you is created with infinite love and purpose. They spring from a love that conquers the impossible. This is not a weak, sentimental love. This is a love as strong as the cosmos, as gentle as a touch. And the most important thing you need to know is this: my love does not depend on your perfection. It is never earned by your works, but is freely given to you from before the creation of time. There is nothing you can do to make me love you more, and there is nothing you can do to make me love you less. You are mine. The love I have for you is a constant in a universe of variables. It is boundless, endless, and immeasurable. I know you grow impatient. You watch the clock, you count the days, and you wonder why my promises have not yet come to pass. But my child, I operate on a different timeline than you. I am infinitely patient as you learn to trust the journey written by my hand. My plan is woven with a divine patience that stretches beyond your seasons and your time. I am not rushed by your impatience, nor swayed by your doubt. I am not quick to anger, nor swift to condemn. My heart beats with patience. I watch over you with a patience that outlasts every clock, and my love is not shaken by the mistakes you believe define you. I wait for the perfect moment, not to punish you, but to give you the very best blessings. Perhaps you carry the weight of past mistakes. Perhaps you believe you have wandered too far, that you have stained yourself beyond forgiveness. Listen closely, my beloved. My forgiveness is deeper than your faults, and my mercy is wider than your mistakes. There is no sin so great, no regret so deep, that my forgiveness cannot cover it. Imagine my mercy as an ocean. Your sin, no matter how large, is but a small pebble cast into it. It sinks and disappears without a trace. I cleanse you as a gentle rain cleanses the earth after a storm, renewing the barren places within you. My mercy is an endless stream, always ready to wash away the stains of yesterday. Come to me, do not hide. Let me wash you clean. I am not only the God who sees your sin, I am the God who heals your heart. You look at your scars from betrayal, from loss, from failure, and you see ugliness, weakness. But I look at those same scars and see a story of survival, a testament to strength, and a gateway for grace. The wounds you carry are not signs of failure, but invitations to a deeper healing. They are the openings through which my grace flows, freely to restore what was broken and renew what felt lost. In the silence where you feel abandoned, in the empty spaces where you feel unheard or unseen, it is there that I am doing my greatest work. I am creating beauty from ashes, weaving new strength from your weakness, like a potter shaping clay in his hands. Every pain, every period of waiting is not in vain. Every ache of waiting is refining your spirit, preparing you for the fullness of my promises. When a precious vase shatters, people often throw away the pieces. But not I. In human brokenness, I come to rebuild. Where you see irreparable ruin, I see the potential for a more glorious rebirth. Your broken pieces are gathered, gently to be remade into a vessel for my grace. Think of the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is mended with gold. The crack is not hidden. It is celebrated, making the vessel more unique and valuable than before. I do the same with your heart. I am the potter who creates beauty from the brokenness. I don't just heal you. I make you stronger and more beautiful in the very places where you were shattered. The restoration of your soul is a journey we walk together, hand in hand, heart to heart. Trust that I am the healer, the one who makes all things new. Healing is not always an instant miracle. Often, it is not a spectacular event. Healing is not a rushing torrent, that sweeps away what is painful. It is a gentle stream that slowly nourishes new growth in the depths of your heart. It takes time, patience, and constant care. And I am that stream, flowing endlessly, ready to wash away the stains of yesterday and water the dry ground of your soul. Every day, you can come to this stream. Every time an old pain surfaces, you can immerse yourself in my healing waters. I gather you as a shepherd gathers a lost sheep, gently carrying you back to safety and care. Every tear you cry over your imperfections is precious to me, and I turn it into a seed of healing that will blossom in its proper season. You do not have to walk this journey alone. You do not have to find your own way in the dark. I am your protector and guide, your counselor and comforter. I walk with you every step of the way, sometimes guiding with a gentle whisper, sometimes carrying you when your own strength fails. The path ahead seems unclear when you stand at a crossroads and don't know which way to turn. Trust that I am the steady hand bridging the gaps where your feet would falter. I do not promise that the road will always be smooth and easy, but I do promise that I will always be there to lead you. I do not expect you to conquer your fears alone. Lean on me. Lean on my spirit as your guide through the valley of the shadow of doubt. In this chaotic world, your heart longs for peace. Not the temporary peace of the world, the absence of conflict, but a deep, unshakable peace. When your soul trembles with anxiety, I stand with you, giving breath to your prayers. My words speak a peace that surpasses all understanding. I invite you, rest in my presence. Lay your burdens down at the altar of surrender. I come to bind up your wounds, to whisper words of comfort that the world cannot give. My peace transcends all external turmoil. It is like a still lake reflecting the brilliance of the stars, even when its surface is rippled by the wind. Peace is not a distant dream, but a tangible gift, ready for you the moment you open your hands and your heart. When the storms of life hit, the storm of illness, the storm of finances, the storm of relationships, you need a place to hide. I am that place. I am your unshakable refuge, a place where your soul can breathe freely. I am your shelter, your salvation in the storm. I am the refuge you seek when fear screams all around you. Imagine my love as a fortress. When you are inside, that fortress, no arrow of doubt, no spear of fear can touch you. My love is a fortress that cannot be penetrated by doubt. Run into this shelter. Rest in its safety. Repeat this truth to yourself. You are my refuge and my strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Humans make plans, and human plans change. Constantly affected by circumstances, by the opinions of others, by unexpected events. But my plan is different. My plan is never thwarted by circumstance. Why? Because it is founded not in chance, but in unchanging love. They are not hasty reactions to your actions. They have been established from before all time. I will not be overcome by your plan. This is not a threat, but a liberating promise. It means you cannot ruin my plan. Even your greatest mistakes, your worst choices, cannot derail my ultimate purpose for you. I am able to weave even those things into the greater design. My plan is the foundation beneath your feet. It will come to pass, unfolding with a timing that is both perfect and unexpected. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a child of grace, an heir to the peace of my kingdom. One of the greatest tests of your faith is waiting. You want everything to happen right now, but my timing is perfect, even when it feels slow or uncertain to you. I see the whole picture, while you see only a small piece of the puzzle. I know when the soil is fertile enough for the seed to sprout, when your heart is ready to receive the blessing. I arrange the tapestry of your life with infinite wisdom, weaving tiny threads of hope and light into the fabric of your life, even when all you see is darkness. I am the one who sees through the veil, the one who knows the perfect moment for every blessing to burst forth. Trust in my wisdom. Trust in my timing. Rest in the knowledge that, at the right moment, everything will make sense. Do not doubt that the best is yet to come. This world is full of broken promises. People change, feelings fade. But there is one thing that never changes: my faithfulness. I am the faithful guardian of your soul. I am not frightened or moved by your failures, nor am I wearied by your doubts. On the contrary, I wait, I remain, and I work tirelessly on your behalf, creating paths that will lead you to that which satisfies the deepest cry of your soul. I am never late, never absent, and infinitely faithful. Even when you are faithless, I remain faithful, for I cannot disown myself. I am the faithful one, and my love for you is unwavering. Let this truth be the anchor for your soul. My faithfulness never fails. I am faithful even when your hope feels weak. Though the world may shake, my faithfulness remains firm through all generations, and you are a part of this eternal promise. I know the burden you carry. I see you struggling with the weight of shattered expectations, the pain that comes when doors close without warning, or when the path seems obscured by a fog thicker than your faith. That pain is real, sharp, and persistent. I never ask you to pretend it doesn't ache. I do not dismiss your tears or minimize your disappointment. I sit with you in that pain, in the quiet moments when your soul trembles, when the night is long, and your heart whispers its fears to the silent stars. I stand with you. I do not come with easy answers or empty platitudes. I come with my presence, a presence that says, I am here. I see you. Your pain matters to me. I want you to know that even in my silence, I am working. Even in the waiting, my purpose is unfolding. From your perspective, a delay is a failure. An obstacle is a stop sign. A closed door is a rejection. But from my perspective, everything is different. Every delay, every obstacle, and every closed door is not a rejection, but an invitation to lean into my presence, to hear my voice speak a peace that surpasses all understanding. A closed door may be my protection, saving you from a path not meant for you. A delay may be the time I need to prepare you for what is to come, or to prepare what is to come for you. See the storms you face as great sculptors, shaping the courage and character essential for your destination. These trials are not punishments, but expressions of a deep tenderness that refuses to settle for anything less than your fulfillment. Your present suffering or impatience is a compass leading you to a richer faith and a deeper reliance on me. Trust that nothing you face is wasted or forgotten in my plan. It is human nature to want control. You clutch your plans, your ambitions, as if your life depended on them. You make lists, you set goals, you try to manage every variable. In human weakness, it is difficult to let go of control. You believe that if you can just manage everything, you will be safe, you will be happy. Your desire for control and certainty is a human longing, and I understand it. You fear the unknown. You fear letting go. You hold on to your anxieties as if they were a lifeline, believing that if you worry enough, you can prevent bad things from happening. But my love, the control you seek is an illusion. It exhausts you and steals your joy. So I offer a gentle invitation, not a command. Let go of control. This invitation may seem terrifying. You think surrender means giving up, that it means failure. But the truth is the exact opposite. Letting go of your control does not lead to loss, but to a gain beyond your wildest imagination. Surrender is an act of courage. It is not passive acceptance, but an active, brave deed. It means laying down your own desires, your perceived solutions, and opening your heart to receive my perfect plan. The struggle you endure is the very soil from which unshakable faith will grow. It is in this tension that the power of my promises takes root, shattering the darkness like the first light of dawn. Surrender is an opening to my peace, a choice to believe that I am working all things for your good, even when the evidence is invisible. Surrender does not mean you become passive and do nothing. It means you enter into a new relationship with me. Imagine your cherished plans being invited into a divine partnership with the Creator of time. You still have dreams, you still have goals, but now you bring them to me. You present them before me and say, Father, this is what I desire, but your will be done, not mine. This partnership is not passive acceptance, but a dynamic collaboration, where I lead with wisdom and you follow with trust. When you surrender, you enter into a sacred dance, a partnership where I lead and your soul follows in obedience and confidence. You will find that my plans for you are far greater and more beautiful than anything you could have devised on your own. Trust that the labor pains of this transformation are preparing you for manifestations far grander than your original vision. My child, I know there are other shadows that haunt you. Guilt and shame are shadows that creep in silently, wrapping around your heart like chains forged in the deepest despair. Guilt whispers that you are unworthy, that you have failed irredeemably. Shame stirs the unforgiving fire within, convincing you to hide rather than step into the light where healing begins. The burden you carry, however heavy, was never meant for you to bear alone or forever. But the enemy of your soul wants you to believe otherwise. It wants you to wallow in regret, to be paralyzed by past mistakes. These voices are lies echoing from the enemy of your soul. They are shadows that seek to obscure the clarity of your soul's vision. Now hear my truth, a truth greater and more powerful than any lie. My forgiveness is deeper than your faults, and my mercy is wider than your mistakes. No matter how far you have strayed, you can always return to the place where love and grace reign supreme in my embrace. I do not confront you with condemnation. Instead, I meet you with open arms, ready to bring restoration. There is no sin so great, no regret so deep, that my forgiveness cannot cover it. I see you not through the lens of your failures, but through the lens of my unconditional love. I cleanse you as a gentle rain cleanses the earth after a storm, renewing the barren places within you. Hear this and let it sink into your soul. Your worth is not measured by your failures, but by my infinite love for you. Forgiveness is a gift, and healing is a journey. Healing is not a rushing torrent that sweeps away what is painful. It is a gentle stream that slowly nourishes new growth in the depths of your heart. The first step on this journey is honesty. Do not be afraid to bring your broken pieces to me without holding anything back. Give your burdens to me, and they will dissolve. Confess your mistakes, not so that I can punish you, but so that I can heal you. You will reclaim the freedom that belongs to you as my beloved child. You were never meant to live in the shadow of regret, but in the radiant light of grace, where peace and joy blossom once more. Your transformation begins the moment you believe in the power of my forgiveness and allow me to hold you close. The restoration of your soul is a journey we walk together, hand in hand, heart to heart. Fear, anxiety, and doubt are the shadows that seek to obscure the clarity of your soul's vision. They whisper lies that you are alone, vulnerable, or inadequate. Fear can feel like an insurmountable storm, paralyzing your will. Anxiety creeps in like an uncontrollable tide, a swirling sea of what-ifs and catastrophic predictions. It is a thief that steals the joy of the present by pulling your mind into the shadows of an unknown tomorrow. And then doubt raises its voice, casting a shadow over your dreams and aspirations, making you question if you are truly loved, if you are truly capable. These are familiar enemies, but remember this, they never define you. They are invaders, not rightful residents in the kingdom of your soul. When these enemies attack, what will you do? Where will you run? Run to me. I stand firm as your refuge. I am the quiet, steady hand on the rudder of your life, guiding you to safe harbors where your soul can breathe freely. In the storm of anxiety, I am present, holding you gently, inviting you to rest in my calm embrace. I am closer than your breath, a refuge in the midst of the storm raging in your soul. When you feel weak, that is precisely when my strength is made most visible. Remember that my strength is made perfect in weakness. I am the unshakable foundation on which you stand, the refuge where your soul finds peace in the midst of chaos. That my presence does not automatically eliminate fear. It requires a response from you. Trust. Fear cannot be overcome by your own strength, but when united with my presence, you rise like the dawn, dispelling the darkest clouds. Trust is not the absence of fear, but the choice to lean into my love. In spite of it, faith is the light that pierces the fog. Trust is the anchor that holds your ship steady. Every time you choose trust over fear, you are weakening the power of the darkness. Fear carves canyons in your heart, but through my light, those canyons become valleys of refuge for others who will follow your journey. Your courage in the face of doubt becomes a lighthouse that draws others to my unwavering hope. Every step of trust weaves courage into the fabric of your soul. Know that fear loses its power when faced with my light. Just as a potter reshapes clay under gentle pressure to create a beautiful vessel, I use the pressures in your life to shape you. Your fear becomes the very place where my power is made perfect. Your trembling is not weakness. It is the fertile ground where my power thrives. This transformation does not happen without trust, without surrendering control, and allowing me to carry the unbearable weight. Pause for a moment and remember the times you felt helpless and still found strength beyond your own. That is the living proof of my supporting hand. Let those memories fortify your faith now. Fear and anxiety shrink when confronted with the vastness of my care and the depth of my commitment to you. When you surrender and trust, you will begin to witness a marvelous truth. My plan is truly unfolding, and you will understand why it is so certain. My plan is never thwarted by circumstance, because it is founded not in chance, but in unchanging love. Your life is not a game of chance, a series of coincidental events. It is a story written by the author of love. Every detail, no matter how small, has meaning. Every event, no matter how painful, has a purpose. They all spring from a love that conquers the impossible. This love guarantees that the final outcome is always what is best for you, not by humanity's narrow definition of good, but by my eternal definition. This ensures that everything that happens has a divine purpose and will ultimately lead to the best, not as a result of chance or luck. And here is the most glorious promise. My plan will prevail, surpassing all human understanding and bringing to fruition the deepest longings of your heart. Humans may dream of success, of happiness, of security, but my plan is greater than that. It is for your holiness, your wholeness, the transformation of your soul to become more like me. My plan. Is the foundation beneath your feet? It will come to pass, unfolding with a timing that is both perfect and unexpected. There will be times when you look back and stand in awe of how I wove the disparate threads of your life into a beautiful tapestry. You will see that what you once considered a tragedy was the very turning point that led to the greatest victory. The final outcome of the divine plan will far exceed what you could ever imagine or expect, bringing deep satisfaction to your soul. Faith is not something you can manufacture on your own. It is a gift, but it is a gift that is cultivated and grown. And the best soil for faith to grow is struggle. The struggle you endure is the very soil from which unshakable faith will blossom. Just as a muscle only grows stronger under resistance, your faith only becomes solid when it is tested. The storms you face are the great sculptors, shaping the courage and character essential for your destination. These trials are not punishments, but expressions of a deep tenderness that refuses to settle for anything less than your fulfillment. Your doubts and fears refine your faith, sharpening it into something resilient and beautiful. You will no longer be a fragile reed in the wind, but a mighty oak, rooted deep in my love. As this faith grows, it will become your strongest defense. This faith is a fortress that no enemy can breach. It will guard your heart from despair and shield you from the lies that seek to pull you away from me. When the voices of doubt and fear arise, your faith will be a mighty wall, a powerful answer. You will no longer be swayed by every wind of circumstance. Trust is the anchor that holds your ship steady in turbulent seas. My love is a fortress that cannot be penetrated by doubt, and your faith is the gate that leads into that fortress. This peace is a divine reinforcement, a stronghold that cannot be broken by fear. The result of faith and surrender is a precious gift, peace. Not the peace of the world, but my peace. The word of the Most High speaks a peace that surpasses all understanding. It is a peace that does not depend on external circumstances. It can exist even in the midst of a storm. There is a sacred peace to be found when you step off your frantic treadmill and rest in the certainty that I hold the future. My peace transcends all external turmoil. It is like a still lake reflecting the brilliance of the stars, even when the world around is in chaos. That peace is not silence, but a profound presence. It is the awareness that I am here, that I am in control, and that everything will ultimately be all right. That peace is a sacred cloak that does not hide the storm, but wraps you in strength. Even as it rages, this peace is not just a feeling. It is a force. This peace is a divine reinforcement, a stronghold that cannot be broken by fear. It flows from a river of living water deep within you, sustained by my spirit. It is a resource you can draw upon at any time. The promise of peace is a tangible gift, ready for you the moment you open your hands and your heart. When you choose to release anxiety and embrace trust, you are opening the door for this peace to flood your soul. And where my peace is, peace and joy blossom once more. You will find joy overflowing and grace flowing freely. Surrender brings not only peace, it also opens the way for the deepest healing. The wounds you carry are not signs of failure, but invitations to a deeper healing, openings through which my grace flows freely to restore what was broken and renew what felt lost. I come to bind up your wounds, to whisper words of comfort that the world cannot give. I am not afraid of your wounds. I am the healer of your heart, and I look upon your wounds with the tenderness of a loving father. Every tear you cry over your imperfections is precious to me, and I turn it into a seed of healing that will blossom in its proper season. My grace not only heals wounds, it also breaks chains. When you bring your burdens of guilt and shame to me, a divine exchange takes place. When you give your burdens to me, the chains dissolve, and you reclaim the freedom that belongs to you as my beloved child. You were never meant to live in the shadow of regret, but in the radiant light of grace, where peace and joy blossom once more. Hear this promise: my forgiveness is deeper than your faults, and my mercy is wider than your mistakes. This means that the past no longer has power over you. You are no longer a slave to your failures, but a redeemed and cherished child. Stand up straight, breathe the air of freedom. Dance in the freedom of my grace, the grace that redeems every failure. When you are freed from the weight of the past and the anxiety of the future, you will begin to see something wonderful: your purpose. You were made for more than fleeting accomplishments. You are made for an eternal dance with my spirit, where your plans align with the grand purposes that only I can unfold. Your ambitions are not erased, but remade through my eternal lens, where purpose emerges even from the fragments you thought were lost. You will realize that life is not just about surviving, but about participating in my work in this world. What is my plan? It is the promise of infinity, of abundant life, of manifestations far grander than your original vision. Banish the thought that you are merely a random existence. Your life is not a series of random events, but a symphony guided by my wisdom and grace. You are an indispensable part of that symphony. You are my masterpiece, perfectly formed and set apart for a mission that sets your soul on fire. The call placed in your heart is radiant and purposeful. There is a destiny that only you can fulfill, designed in the depths of eternity with joy and intention. I have equipped you with gifts beyond measure, bestowed abundantly not for your own glory, but to bring light and hope into a world that yearns for my love. In the end, it all comes down to this: who you are in my eyes. The world may give you many labels: successful, failed, strong, weak. But I have only one name for you: beloved. Even in your weakness, you are precious beyond measure. You are held, you are loved, and you are being prepared for a purpose greater than the pain you endure. You are not your failures, nor are you the sum of your regrets. You are my beloved, created to rise from that which once sought to imprison you. You are known intimately, cherished personally. You are my beloved child, crafted with intention, and breathed into by my very life, a divine spark that eternally connects you to the divine presence that flows unceasingly with grace and mercy. Let this truth sink deep into you. You belong completely to me. In a world obsessed with performance and achievement, it's easy to believe your worth comes from what you do. But that is a lie. Your worth is not anchored in what you do, but in who you are to me, my child, my beloved, my own. The flaws and scars you carry do not disqualify you, but are instead a testament to my healing touch upon your life. You are not defined by your fears or your doubts, but by the love I breathe into your soul. Your identity is woven by the faithfulness of a Father who never turns away. The next time shame whispers its lies of unworthiness, answer with the certainty of my voice declaring, "You are mine, and I delight in you." Hearing these words once may bring comfort, but living in them is a daily choice. Faith is not a fleeting feeling, but a steadfast decision to believe when all evidence seems to contradict hope. It is not a one-time achievement. It is a continual practice. Faith grows in the soil of daily communication. It blossoms when you speak your heart to me without reserve, when you listen for my whisper in the quiet of your day, and when you remember that I have never failed you before. Every day brings a new opportunity to trust. Right now, I am asking you a simple yet profound question. Will you trust me this time, my beloved? Will you trust the silent unfolding of my will more than the loud noise of your impatience? Great faith is not built in a day. It is built through 1,000 small steps of trust. The small, moment by moment, breath by breath steps of trust are the foundation for a faith that sustains an eternity. Every time you choose peace over anxiety, every time you choose hope over despair, every time you choose surrender over control, you are laying another brick in the foundation of your faith. Every time you choose to step forward, despite the uncertainty, you are practicing trust, the very bedrock of faith. Faith is not just believing in the unseen. It is choosing to live as if my promises are already your reality. Communication is a two-way street. I am always speaking to you, but I also long to hear from you. Bring your thoughts to me. Imagine placing each worry gently into my hands. I will carry them. Nothing is too small or too trivial to share with me. Tell me your fears, even if your voice trembles. Tell me your hopes, your disappointments, your joys. There is freedom in speaking your fears, in bringing them into the light where my healing can touch every wound and break every chain. Do not keep them in the darkness, where they will grow and consume you. Bring them to me. You will stumble. You will doubt again. You will try to take control again. You are human, and this journey is not a straight line. But remember this: forgiveness is not a destination, but a continual gift. My grace is not a stagnant pond. It is an ever-flowing river. Every day you can return to the wellspring of my love and drink again. When you fail, do not run from me in shame. Run to me in repentance. When shame returns with its familiar voice, speak my truth even louder. I am mine, and he delights in me. Cling to my promises like a life raft thrown into turbulent waters. Every day is a chance for a new beginning. My mercies are new every morning. Through my mercy, your heart can be cleansed, your spirit can be renewed, and your life can be transformed. With every dawn, open your heart to me, and I will fill you with the strength to overcome the darkness of the past. Do not let yesterday's failures define your today. Let my grace do that. Remember that healing is a gentle stream that slowly nourishes new growth in the depths of your heart. I am not the God who only sees your sin. I am the God who heals your heart, who marvels at your courage, and who blesses you when you come home. Broken but willing. The enemy of your soul loves darkness and secrecy. The enemy thrives in secrecy, in allowing fear and anxiety to fester in the shadows. But I call you into the light, into transparency with me and with others you trust. There is freedom in speaking your fears, in bringing them into the light where my healing can touch every wound and break every chain. Do not carry your struggles alone. Find a trusted friend, a mentor, a community of faith, and share your burdens. You will find that you are not alone, and in that sharing, there is power and healing. You are made to belong. The journey toward spiritual belonging, your true home, is not a fleeting moment, but an eternal reality. You belong to me, and therefore, you belong to my family. You have a place among my children, a reserved seat at the sacred banquet of this life, where joy overflows and grace flows freely. Never believe the lie that you are an outsider. Your name is engraved on my heart. You are not a stranger or an afterthought. I long for you to come into this intimate space where our spirits connect and you find your deepest rest. As you begin to live in these truths, your life itself will become a message. Accept this calling as an act of worship, a sacred exchange where your life becomes a living testimony to my goodness and power. Your story is woven with redemptive threads, and every chapter is held in my relentless love. You do not need to have all the answers. You simply need to share your story, the story of how I met you in your brokenness, how I healed you, how I gave you hope. These words I am speaking to you now, do not keep them for yourself. Share them gently with others who may be thirsting for this same truth, and keep them for yourself to return to when you need to remember who you really are in my eyes. And now, my beloved child, after all these words, I have only one simple command for you. Rest now in this promise, and know that my plan will prevail even when you cannot see how. There is a sacred peace to be found when you step off your frantic treadmill and rest in the certainty that I hold the future. Stop struggling, stop striving, stop worrying. Let this truth sink into you today. No matter how desperate or fragile your position may seem, my plan is the foundation beneath your feet. Let your soul be anchored in me, unshakable by the winds of doubt. Rest in my embrace, for I am your refuge, your shelter, and the strength of your days. Inhale my grace and exhale your control. Trust that my comfort will sustain you in the days to come. I have spoken much, and now I listen to your heart. Will you allow yourself to be held by my presence in your moments of uncertainty? Will you welcome the gentle correction of my spirit, not as judgment, but as the guidance that leads you to peace? My invitation is always open. Come, rest in me, and know that my faithfulness will never fail you. If your heart is stirring with surrender, listen closely to my voice calling you to calm and confidence. Do not ignore it. If your heart is stirring with a desire to trust more, do not turn away from that call. Embrace surrender and watch your faith blossom under my tender care. I do not push, I do not force. I simply stand here with open arms. I am here, ever patient, ready to receive you into the fullness of my grace. The only question that remains is, will you come? O my beloved child, O weary warrior, O searching soul, stand firm in this divine certainty. My plan will prevail in your life, surpassing all human understanding and bringing to fruition the deepest longings of your heart. Let this truth sink into you and take courage. Your story is not over. It is a testimony to divine faithfulness waiting to be revealed. You are not an accident. You are not a burden. You are a promise in the making. You are loved infinitely, cherished in a way no human love can ever match. You are held, you are treasured, and you are never alone. This is your moment. This is your call. Do not let this message just pass by your ears like a fleeting wind. Seize it, live in it. Let it transform you from the inside out. Remember this moment, this awakening to the depth of your belonging and the vastness of my love. Carry it with you as a shield against despair, a light in the dark places, a song in your heart when words fail. This is who you are in me, my beloved, treasured, redeemed. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can ever change that reality. Now, go in this peace, go in this strength, and share this light. There are countless others lost in the darkness, longing to hear these very words. Be the messenger, be the living proof. Show the world that even in the chaos, there is a plan. In the midst of the pain, there is a purpose. And above all, there is a love that never, ever fades. Go and make a difference. Because my plan includes you. And my plan will always prevail. Thank you for listening to the messages from God. If you find it interesting, please subscribe and look forward to the next videos. Goodbye and see you again.